Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Aysh Banaysh, and in this video I'm just going to be telling you about my first week of lectures of my first year at uni as a mature student studying psychology. Wow. Firstly, I'll just say if this video is really shit, like looking and quality wise, it's quite late in the day and it's raining, but I really wanted to film today and get it done because I said I would film an update and I didn't want to end up putting it off. So here I am, and all I have is like one filming light, and I don't think it's doing the greatest job, but I don't know because it's blinding me, so I can't really see what my iPhone is displaying. Hopefully it's not too bad and you can sit through it, but yeah, I need to film earlier in the day next time. So if you watched my last video, you'll know that last week was welcome week and I started my journey at university as a mature student. All thoroughly exciting, except the welcome week was actually quite boring. And I was pretty, ready by the end of it to just get stuck into lectures. This week was my first week of lectures and seminars, but we didn't have all the seminars I would have usually had. I don't know if that makes sense. Because something, I don't know. So by the end of the week, I'd had 3 lectures and 1 seminar. So the lectures were pretty similar in terms of the environment to like the welcome week talks, I guess, and like it was just in a lecture theatre and there was just a PowerPoint and people on Microsoft Teams and someone talking. A lot of it for this week, which is I guess is expected, but it was like introductory stuff, and like I guess we're not really into the meat of it because it's the first week of lectures. I did find lectures a bit long. Like all of my lectures are 3 hours and they give you breaks, but personally I would prefer to have a shorter lecture with less breaks, because the breaks that you get anyway are dictated by whoever's doing the lecture or giving the lecture, whatever the word is. And I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, like I just can't dictate my attention on someone else's time so much like that. I found a lot of the time, by the time I was like interested in the lecture and like actually listening, we decided to go on a break. And then yeah, but maybe that's just me. Like I prefer to just try and persevere through something until I can't do it anymore. And just get it out of the way. One thing I found, like in terms of taking notes, is that most of the information you need are on the slides, on the PowerPoint they're lecturing off, and it seems a lot easier to annotate the slides in some way, whether that's like copying the slides into Word and then writing your notes or whatever, than writing all the stuff down. Because if you write all the stuff that is on the slides down, which is how I used to learn in school, like I could just write it down and then I could just picture the page when I needed to like recall the information. But I don't think that's going to be a good way to do it in uni. Like I think if I'm always writing stuff down, I will miss them explaining what I'm writing down, and then it will just make everything harder and there will be so much writing to do. So for me, like because I'm using an iPad for uni, I've been getting my notes and like the PowerPoints and whatever on there to like annotate and put notes around rather than copying everything down, and like I can highlight stuff and whatever. I think right now I could probably feasibly copy it all down and still like understand stuff, but as things get harder, I don't think that's going to be effective. So I'm trying to kind of see that through now. Also, on top of that, the desks are tiny. Like I don't know if it's just me, but they feel really tiny and small and cramped and all of that kind of stuff. So I don't feel like doing a lot of writing in lectures is a good idea anyway. While we're talking about desks and that kind of stuff, the chairs aren't very comfy, and especially like after 3 hours. And the rooms are freezing. Apparently that's because of COVID and because the ventilation's on full blast. But if I think back to like school and education in general, I've never been in an educational institution that's not freezing. Like they're always cold, I think, because they're generally old-ish buildings. So yeah, I don't know whether I believe it's completely due to COVID. In terms of the work, obviously it's the first week, but like it seems like you just get a little bit of work for every module every time you like have something for that you just have to do weekly. At least that is the way it is with my course. And like you have bigger assignments and stuff, but mostly it's just like weekly little bits and pieces. And it doesn't seem like it's actually going to be that much, but I do think you would get behind if you didn't keep up with like all the weekly little tasks and stuff. My uni does offer dual delivery, so if you can't come in or you don't want to come in either because of COVID or like for some other reason, you can like do your lectures and seminars online, and lectures you can even do at like a later time, so that's pretty handy and stuff. Like if for any reason you're not there, you're not gonna get too behind on things. And yeah, moving on to seminars, like I didn't even know what a seminar was before like this week. I kind of thought maybe I knew what it was and wasn't completely sure. It was kind of pretty much what I thought it was. It's basically like a smaller group or class discussing the same topics you discuss in a lecture, at least I think. Hello Cookie. And yeah, you basically just discuss those ideas and how you apply them practically. At least that's what it seems to be. The week itself went by quite quickly, and like I wasn't having the greatest week outside of uni, so I don't feel like I paid as much attention to uni as I maybe would have liked to in my first week. But yeah, I thought I would still make the video and just share my thoughts on it. It was a bit annoying with some of the scheduling. Like one day I had a lecture from 2 to 4, and then I had a seminar from 4 to 6, and the lecture overran, and then there were no breaks in the seminar. So by the end of that, I just felt really restless and I just wanted to get out of there. And I hadn't eaten beforehand either. So yeah, I was really hungry as well. But I think I kind of learnt my lesson from that, and now I try and get to uni a little bit earlier so I can at least get something from the vending machine if I hadn't like eaten beforehand, so that I don't have to be without food. And then even if I don't want to eat it right then and there, I can either eat it in the lecture or in the break if we have one. In general, it seems like at least at the start of this degree, there's going to be a fair amount of A-level recap, or like just recap of the scientific method in general. And I don't really mind because I didn't finish my psychology A-level, like I only have the AS. And I also haven't done any kind of science for ages. So yeah, I don't think that's entirely a bad thing. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to try and settle into like a new routine now that actually uni has started, and try and keep on top of the workload. But as I said in the last video, I'll probably update you guys in like a month or so. But it might be a bit longer because I've got my autism assessment this month, and that is taking up most of my brain space. Hopefully, despite all of that going on, I can settle into uni, but I think, you know, it is still early days, and that's why there's not really a lot to put in this video, because even though it's the first week of lectures, not a lot really happened. But yeah, I guess that is where I'm going to end this video. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.